Okay, so as always, I'm going to in the last 2 or 3 days, I'm going to record one video for my website. It's a video about about the review. Okay, okay. So I'm going to start recording it. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about a review. The review is a writing that is part of the first certificate exam task part two. Okay, in the exam of first certificate for writing, you have to do two writings of between 140 and 190 words. The first one is always the essay. You already have the video for the essay also in every task that you have, so that you can take a look and revise it. And the second one is a choice between three options. Among three options, okay, you have option one, option two, and option three. Out of the possible five things that you have to do for the second part of the exam, you have a choice between an email that can be formal or informal, a letter that can be formal or informal, then you have a review, a report, and an article. Okay, so for the moment, I have given you the essay video, then the article video that I posted yesterday, and today I'm going to do the review. Tomorrow I'll try to find time to do the the report. Okay, so with this in mind, let's focus on what you have to do for the review. In a review, normally you have topics that have to do with mundane things that people do. Okay, let me see if I can show you this one. Here it is. Okay. So the review normally is about or a film or a series or a restaurant. It's something that you have already lived, okay, or experienced, and you want to share your opinion with the rest of the people. It can also be about a trip or a holiday, or about a hotel, about a book that you have already read that might be new or not. Normally, it's about a new release or a product, okay, that you have consumed in one way or another. Okay. All right. So very important that you understand the target reader. Who is the target reader of a review? It's a person who wants to consume these things and is looking for somebody who has already lived it. Okay. Very important that you understand that. So it has to be including vocabulary that deals with this kind of topic. So the first thing that you need, or the two more things, the two most important things that you need in a review is the vocabulary and the structure. Okay, so we're gonna focus first on the vocabulary, and we're gonna focus on the films or books. Okay, because most people are going to be talking about these things. Okay, because it's what people consume the most. So when you have a book or a series or a movie, the genre, because this is called the genre, can be any of these ones. It can be an action or horror, romantic, drama, historical. It could be about science fiction, musical. It could be a thriller or a comedy or a combination of some of these. Okay, very important that you are able to identify the genre of the product that you're going to be talking about. Okay, then once this is done, another thing that you need to understand very, very well is the vocabulary that is going to describe our opinion about these. Okay, so the specific vocabulary is, well, the plot, which is what the book or the movie is about. Then you can say actor or actress, but we can look at these from the point of view of a general list of of people who are going to work acting in the movie, or the characters. Okay, is the cast. It can be a lead actor or a lead actress, which is the main person, and the supporting, which is the one that appears less but is also important. Okay, is the supporting actor or actress. Then, if it was about a book, then you would say the characters. Okay, the characters. Then you have the setting, which is the area or the location where the book or the movie is set. Okay, maybe is in the Victorian era in the 1850s, or also very important is the script. Okay, if it's based on a book, the script uh, is adapted to the movies, or maybe it's an original script, and you need to comment about that. Okay. Then the costume, if it's a historical movie, then is the dresses and the suits that appear in there. Okay. Then obviously, if it's a science fiction movie, you need a special effects. And then, just like any other aspect in a movie, you have the soundtrack or the score, which is a synonym of the soundtrack. Okay, just the music included in the movie. Then another thing that you need is use important adjectives that are going to convince people to watch the movie, because when you write a review, you should try to convince people to watch or to consume the thing. Okay, so it has to be more positive than negative. Okay, so positive ones would be impressive, gripping means that it was very interesting, so interesting that it was impossible to put it down or to stop the movie. Okay, you were very, very interested, it was very gripping. So you can say that the script was gripping. Okay, you can say that the setting was astonishing, meaning very beautiful, or utterly beautiful. Maybe you can say that something was unexpected. Something was hypnotizing, which is the same as mesmerizing. Okay, the plot was mesmerizing. Okay, maybe moving means that make you cry, but in a positive way. Okay, it had a moving script. Okay, the performance was very moving, it made me cry. Okay, then something can be very funny or hilarious, and the views can be stunning, which means very beautiful, very beautiful. Okay, then you can also use some criticism. It's welcome to have some criticism, because maybe not everything in the movie or in the series or in the book was amazing. So you should try to include some criticism, not a lot, but some criticism. For example, maybe the plot was predictable, maybe the setting was disappointing, or the ending was disappointing, or the performance of the actors or actresses was unconvincing. Okay, you didn't believe the character. Okay, but not enough to not consume it. Huh? Very, very important. All right, let's move to the structure. Okay. Oh, well, before structure, yes, I remember. There are some expressions that you could use. For example, hands down means without a doubt. The series is without a doubt the best production of the year. Or the series is hands down the best production of the year. Now let's imagine that the actress is Carla Roberts. Carla Roberts gives a moving performance. Okay, remember, moving. Okay, performance is the way they act. Okay, it's a moving performance since she has an intimate understanding of the character. Remember, the character would be in the invented person inside the book or movie. Okay, that the actor or actress is representing. There's a plot twist. A plot twist is an unexpected turn of events. Okay, you could use these expressions to enrich what your opinion is about the movie, series, or book. As I said, let's go to the structure. The structure in this case is going to be 4 paragraphs. Okay, so if we are focusing on 190 words, and we divide that into 4, that's 47. So 47 words in 4 paragraphs, that's 188 words. You shouldn't try to get anything less than that. So now we're going to focus on the structure one by one. When you get the structure in the title should include, in one way or another, something of the expressions that we have commented before. For example, a review about the utterly beautiful costumes of the movie Titanic. Okay? And you're saying that it's utterly beautiful costumes. Okay? All right. And in the introduction, you should also use, identify the film title, the genre. Remember that the genre was what I told you at the beginning, thriller or a comedy or a science fiction movie. Okay? The year and the setting, which is where it was located. Okay? So something you could say is it was released in... Okay? And let's go to the second part. The second one is the important information. Oh, and where praising is the same as talking well about the movie. Okay? You couldn't say simply the movie was very good. You need to use something more enriching. Okay? Because you want the examiners, the people who are going to correct your writing, to be happy about how much vocabulary you're showing. Okay? So in here, you could say you have to talk about the plot, the cast, the soundtrack, the special effects, the script. So many of the things that make you convinced, okay, that convince you to consume it. So something you could say is it was a nice surprise to find that the plot was whatever. As well as that, the soundtrack was mesmerizing. Okay? Or the soundtrack was even better than I had expected because it had some music of bluegrass that I like a lot, for example. You get the idea? Then in the third, do you remember that I told you that you have to criticize a little? Well, this paragraph should be a little bit bigger than this one. I know that I told you that it should be 47, 47, 47. Okay, so maybe you can write the same, 47, but try not to be very negative, because obviously the focus of the review is to convince people to go. So if you're very negative about the movie, it's going to be inconsistent with paragraphs 2 and paragraph 4. So don't convince people that it's a very bad movie. Okay? Then the third, remember, predictable, disappointing, unconvincing. So you should try to say things like, the movie was a little bit predictable. However, you should write something like, however, because you're going to contrast from this one to this one. So, however, the plot was a bit predictable because this, and this. So maybe you can use only one or two aspects that were a little bit bad. Okay, so you should say something like a little. Okay, and then obviously in the part 4, the recommendation, you could it's going to be, the criticism is not going to be enough to not recommend it. So anyone who likes, and here you would put the genre, anyone who likes comedy will really enjoy this film. If I were you, which is second conditional, yes, if I were you, I would stop reading this review and I'd go to the cinema right now. Or if I were you, I wouldn't miss the opportunity. Or simply don't miss the opportunity as a closing remark. Okay? But remember, you have to write 47 words. Okay? And I think that's it. Nothing more. I hope that you find all these content relevant to or convincing, and that you perform finally a review in a good way. The most important thing about any writing that you decide to write is that you understand the structure and what is expected to include. Okay, if you are able to manage really memorizing these expressions, your English is going to be much better, because you will memorize things that you will be able to perform later when you speak. Okay, so remember that you only learn English through reading and copying or imitating after that. Okay, so I'm going to stop the listening now. I mean, I'm going to stop this now, and I'm going to say goodbye because I have another class happening in about 10 minutes. So aloha, hui ho, ikala, popoy.